I went searching for cream products, the liquid over the stick, the mascara. Boom, wham, it's in your face. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be going over all the makeup products that I recently purchased. I have never went shopping for cream-based products before, like blush and bronzer, so I'm really stoked about this. If you are new here, make sure you are subscribed down below and always have the bell turned on so you're notified every time I upload a video. I post weekly content, so you don't want to miss anything. I made myself an afternoon iced coffee because I needed a little pick-me-up, a little buzz. That's good. And without further ado, let's get on into the products. When I was looking online for organic and natural products, let me tell you, I dug deep. I was on blog posts and just like all over Google and the internet. I was trying to find natural products that were a good price. It's so hard to find really good quality ones for a good price as well. I really hope some of these are going to work out in the long run. I did do my makeup right before I sat down to actually film this video, and I did a super natural look. I mean, you can still see my skin through this foundation. It's very light. I have some acne scars going on here. Like, you can still see that through this, but it's very natural, it's dewy, it's hydrating, it's just really pretty, honestly, and that's exactly what I was going for. So I'm gonna go through all the products that I picked up and I'm gonna let you know if I like them or I really didn't care for them. I did buy from 3 different brands. I got some products from Vapour Beauty, and I also picked up some things from 100% Pure, and then I also found something from Aisling Organics. I do believe that's how you pronounce that. It's A-I-S-L-I-N-G. When I was on Vapour, it's really nice because you can actually sample some of their products, and that's what I did because I didn't want to buy the full product and like not like it. So I did get some samples and I'm going to show you what those are right now. First up, I have 2 of their luminous foundations. I got them in the shade 112 and then also in 90. I do believe 112 was the darker of the 2, so I did end up using that one on my skin. These are stick foundations, so when the samples come like this, it's actually really hard to blend this formula out on the skin because it's just like a firmer formula. They sent 2 little sticky things to like scoop the foundation and like all the products they sent me on the stick, so you could like mix it and then like apply it. When I put it on my skin with that, it just obviously was not working. So I just took my finger and I like kind of just applied it like throughout my whole face. So I took a little damp beauty sponge and I just tapped the foundation in then, and it actually looked really nice on my skin. It blended out really well and it added just like a little evenness to everything, and you couldn't see it sitting on my skin. It looked really natural and it just gave me a nice little glowy finish, and I really like that. I used to be super into matte foundations. I mean, the more matte the better. It just made my skin look less textured and less like blemish, because usually dewy foundations bring out like scars and like things that you don't want to be seen through your makeup. So I always was into matte foundations, but let me tell you, my skin is just too dry for a full matte face these days. Like even way back when I was in high school. So I'm finally trying to get out of the phase of matte foundations and getting into all the more dewier looks, and that's exactly why I went searching for cream products like bronzers and blushes, because I want to switch to more hydrating products because that's what my skin needs right now. So those were their 2 luminous foundations, and then I also picked up one of their soft focus foundations, and this is also in their lightest shade. This is 090S. I did apply this underneath my eyes and like on my eyelid just to see how it would blend out and how it would look underneath my eyes, because I didn't get a concealer or anything. And I actually really liked how this blended out as well. It wasn't difficult to like tap in, and I don't know, I just felt like it did a nice little soft focus coverage, and it wasn't like super crazy or anything, but I feel like you could build this up if you wanted to. Now this is a straight up liquid foundation. Obviously you can tell it's in this little container, but can we just take a moment to appreciate how cute this is? Like, it's adorable. And I actually really like the liquid over the stick. I think if I would have gotten the full size in the stick foundation, I would have liked it a lot better, like the application process, but obviously since this is liquid, it was just so much easier to just apply it to my skin and then buff it out. I also got a primer. This is their Essential Daily Primer. Typically, I don't use primer before applying my foundation. I just never really have, but I did get this one from Vapour Beauty, and I thought it applied really nice to my skin. I actually put on a face self-tanner serum and oil and then my SPF, and that's all I had on my skin before applying this primer. And I felt like it didn't really change like how my skin felt afterwards. It's like ever so slightly tacky, which I prefer if there's going to be a primer on my skin because that helps the foundation stick to your skin. I also snagged their highlight. I feel like they only have one highlight on their website, if I'm not mistaken, but this is in the shade Moonlight. It is honestly just like a really pretty highlight shade. It has the slightest bit of pinky undertone to it. After I got done applying the rest of the products, I just took my finger and I tapped this into the tops of my cheekbones. I just feel like it added a very, very subtle highlight, and it wasn't anything crazy. So if you're looking for something that's gonna be like boom, wham, it's in your face, that's not what this does. It's very, very light, very subtle. And even looking now, when I turn my head to the side and the light hits it, I can see where I applied the highlight. So it's very, very natural, which I really like. You know, everything else that I applied to my skin was very natural. So having a more lighter highlight really goes well. I've always wanted a highlight. And considering this is a cream highlight and it's a natural one, makes me so happy. I also got 2 of their Aura multi-sticks. The multi-sticks you can use on your eyes, your lips, or your cheeks, like literally anywhere on your face. These are made for, but I did end up applying one of these shades to my lips. So I got the shade Lure and I also got Intrigue. I ended up adding Intrigue to my lips, and Intrigue is a little more of like a shimmery mauve-y shade. It's a lot more pink than Lure is. It's very like berry toned, and it's definitely a deeper looking color. But I chose to apply Intrigue because it was just a little more natural for the look that I was doing. I just took my finger and applied it to my lips, and it just made a nice little flush of color. Next up, I have Vapour's bronzing stick, and this is in the shade Simmer. I was kind of nervous about this at first because I was thinking that it was going to be a lot more shimmery than what it actually comes off on the skin. In the tube, it just looked way more shimmery, and I did not want anything with like glitters or like anything that was gonna be too highlighty for a bronzing stick, because when you contour and everything, at least for me, I don't want it to be like shimmery. I want it to be like a creamy matte, more or less. When I applied this to my skin, I was very, very pleasantly surprised. So I put some on my hairline, my jawline, the sides of my nose, and I also carved out my cheekbones. I used just like a normal makeup brush and just kind of like blended everything out. And it wasn't too dark. It blended in really, really nice, and it just gave me a little definition. And I honestly really, really like this. I was super impressed with the formula and how it blended. The shade of bronzer that this is just goes really well on my skin, and I'm so happy because I was really nervous that it wasn't going to work with my skin tone, and I feel like it really did. Next up, I have my blush, and this one is from Aisling Organics. I believe this is just in the shade Blush. This is like a really nice pinky mauve blush. When I tapped it on my cheeks, it came off very pigmented, but once again, this is a product that blended in so seamlessly. I was very, very impressed with how it just like buffed itself out. It just looked like a very natural flush. The same with the bronzer. I was hoping both of these products wouldn't be weird on my skin, and honestly they did not break apart. They blended out very well, and this blush layered really, really nicely like on top of this bronzer. And next up, I have a mascara. Now the mascara man, okay, so this mascara is from 100% Pure. This is their Maracuja Oil Mascara in the shade Black Tea. And it's supposed to be a volumizing mascara. I just wasn't very impressed with this. Like the wand, like the bristles on the wand, they're just very stiff. I can tell how hard they are as I'm like running them through my lashes, and it's just, I'm not a big fan. And I did not curl the lashes on my left eye. I wanted to see how it was going to apply and look without curling them. yeah, was not impressed. And then I curled the lashes on my right eye, and that application did look a little better, but I still was not impressed with it at all, honestly. I did 2 layers on both eyes, and yeah, it just didn't really do much for my lashes. I'm kind of disappointed in this. I just had higher hopes for this. I'm gonna continue to use it, obviously, because I paid for it, but you know, it's not blowing my hair back. The next item that I picked up is also from 100% Pure. This is their Fruit Pigmented Lip Gloss, and I got mine in the shade Pink Caramel. I put this as like a little topper on my lips after I applied the color from Vapour, and I mean, I thought it looked pretty cute. It added a little bit of shine. It has some color to it, so it just kind of fills everything in. I'm not a big fan of the scent and like the taste of this. You know how some lip glosses, they just kind of taste like plasticky and like fake? I'm getting that vibe from this. I thought it was gonna be a little more glossy. That is literally everything that I picked up. I really am happy with all of like my base products, my foundation, my bronzer, my blush. All of those products I feel like blended out really nice on my skin, and it just made my skin look very natural. I'm on the hunt this year for natural makeup. I want natural organic makeup without all of this stuff in there that you don't need, that your skin does not need to be absorbing. So if you have any other products that you have used that you love, that are not too expensive, won't break the bank, leave them down below in the comments, because I love to know what those are. I've done so much research and try to get the best products both for my skin and also for my wallet. I really just want my skin to look as youthful as possible, and I cannot achieve that with a matte foundation or tons of powders, you know what I mean? I also just set my foundation with a little bit of my Thrive Cosmetics translucent powder just to like stop the creasing, because I did get some creasing in my forehead and then on my lower lash line as well, which is where I typically crease. So it wasn't like it was the foundation, like I always crease regardless of what foundation I use. So I set that down, and it still didn't take away from like the dewiness of the whole look. I still looked really, really fresh. By no means is this a full coverage look. This is honestly like super natural, which is very different for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so used to applying like a full coverage makeup. Like I love a full coverage face, but at the same time, I want to start just wearing more natural looks and then being comfortable with wearing more natural looks, because there's just something so pretty about those types of looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye.